What's up, y'all? Naturegirl 30 here, and I just got back from actually watching Suicide Squad. And I don't know what the gripe is. I don't know why everybody complains about this movie, saying this movie is bad when it really isn't. There's two major gripes that I have, and was one major one that does affect the overall movie, and another one that is considered to be minor. The major gripe that I have is definitely the editing. The editing was extraordinarily choppy. You have no idea where you were when it came to what section of the movie you were in. Either you were at the end or at the beginning or in the middle. You didn't know because it was extraordinarily choppy. But that was the overall problem that I had with this movie. The second thing, the term metahuman. Now, I talked to my friend Irving about it, and in a way, it doesn't make any sense to call everybody on the team metahuman when you have majority humans. Deadshot's a human, Harley is a human, Captain Boomerang is a human, whoever else was on the team. And I guess you can probably consider and Katana was indeed a human. Her sword is possessed, but she is not. So she is actually a plain old human. But you can call Killer Croc a human because he's actually some kind of a mutant form. And he actually does live like a crocodile. So in a way, yeah, you can call him a metahuman. But Enchantress or Diablo, probably not, because they're possessed. They have an entity that is possessed. Like Diablo is possessed by an Aztec demon, as well as Enchantress being possessed by a 6,300-year-old witch. So in a way, they're possessed. You can't really call them a metahuman because it's nothing. Like, they're actually possessed. And they're still human, but their core is possessed by another entity. So, in a way, you can't really call them metahuman. But that's just a particular minor gripe. But on the plus side, there were amazing characters in this movie. The bar scene alone was one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie because it just literally just gave you an inside glimpse on what these people were going through. I love Harley. Like, Harley Quinn is one of my favorite characters. And that chick was real. I never thought she would be that real like I saw her in this movie. She was really, really real. And I thought that when I heard that Will Smith was going to be cast as Deadshot, I thought that Will Smith was going to take over the entire movie. He didn't. He worked very well with the cast. It wasn't all about him, but he had the most backstory, the most heart behind it. And we actually did have to see the origin story of Harley Quinn, and it was done fairly well. And not all in one go, but it was just cut up into like pieces and added in the movie. I think that was well done as well. Amanda freaking Waller. Oh my gosh, Viola Davis was probably the best Amanda Waller I have ever seen. She is definitely the true villain of this movie. That chick was hardcore. There was nobody she would not kill to save her own hide. And that chick scared the crap out of me. Because you can imagine somebody like her, that acts like that out on the streets, has an authority. Like, you can imagine somebody like her out there. And that's the one thing that was scary about her, like, straight up. But other than that, this movie really wasn't that bad. It actually was pretty good. So what? It has magic in it. You have a guy that looks like a crocodile, and you have Diablo that's possessed by an Aztec demon. So what? So what magic was at the end of the entire thing? And people keep saying that the villain was far the weakest. There was a reason for that. It wasn't how Marvel just ups. The one big issue that I have with Marvel is that Marvel does everything to go far beyond the Call of Duty to make their superheroes just completely invincible. But they do nothing for their villains. The only villain that is worth being called a villain definitely is Loki. He's the only freaking one. You can say that DC has their villains that are more memorable and more methodical as well as more infamous. But the thing of it is that their villains are far stronger than Marvel's, but I'm not getting into that. When it comes to this movie here, yes, the main villain, of course, was Enchantress. It's not giving anything away, people. I like the fact that Enchantress was the villain. I enjoyed something different in my superhero movies, and it was done really well. I have no problem with her being the villain. I have no problem at all. I don't think that she was weak, but there was a reason why she was. It's not that she was just coming in, being all hardcore, and then all of a sudden she was like, well, it's not how she started off as weak. And my biggest example was Guardians of the Galaxy. The main villain was weak through and through, even with the Super Stone. I know there was another name for it. I know it's an Infinity Stone, and I think it was, I don't know which stone it was, either the Power Stone or the Soul Stone. Other than that, I know with the Infinity Gems, you're supposed to have like kind of infinite power. I get that. But even with the Infinity Stone, he was still weak. He was still defeated, even with the Infinity Gem. So what are you going to say about that? But when it comes to Enchantress, there was a reason why she was weak. So it doesn't really bother me that much for her being weak in that state. There was a reason for it. But other than that, it ended well. I enjoyed it. I loved how it's actually transitioning towards the next movie. It did a great job. I don't know what anybody's griping about or what makes them so angry about this movie, because it was done really well and I enjoyed it. I still do. But other than that, guys, those are my overall thoughts. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys saw Suicide Squad, what you think about it, what you would change in it. I want to know, because I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I don't think there's any problem with it, and I'm looking forward to the next one. But other than that, guys, that is it for me. Naturegirl 30 signing out. Peace out.